tea time. Spot of English tea, mate. Right, back of the Jag station wagon. Got to take the fuel sender unit out. It's in this corner over here. Take that out, and then we're going to drop the tank out. Before we do that though, we're going to take a little trip in my low-cost 7, which I built at about the same time I was building this car at home. And I'll be back shortly. Enjoy the video. So this is the fuel sender unit from a BMW. They're really expensive. I think it's 8 ohms, so I'm going to have to match that up with the fuel gauge on the instrument cluster. I do want to try and use the same instruments. I want to make it look as stock as possible. Fuel tank stays to hold it in. And there she is. So here's the fuel tank out the car. There's plates that slide down here that actually hold it to the bottom of the chassis rail. 2 big bars. I put some asphalt on them yesterday. Fuel pump, look at this fuel pump. Make sure you keep gas in your car. Don't have no gas in it. This is just from sitting. All that rust. Fuel sender unit, to have a BMW, like a 1980s to 1980s BMW fuel sender unit. I actually need a plug for that off the BMW to get the fuel sender to work properly. This plug I have for the fuel pump. I got to do something with this outlet on this fuel thing here. I got to do something so it's much better looking than that. That's a mess. This fuel tank, we had it made back 30 years ago, made out of aluminum. Pretty strong stuff. Yeah, that's what we got. Go and continue and see what we got inside the garage here. Review again. XJS centerpiece of the hood. Alfa Romeo fenders grafted onto the hood. XJS fender here, so it's grafted to the Alfa Romeo. This is part of the fender which we actually cut and grafted it to the when my boss grafted it to the body, to the XJS hood, and you see where we connected it together. It's all welded, it's all steel, it's all leaded. V12 engine, Mr. Problem Child. Keep them going down. Got these, like I said, these flaps going to open. They open up, and we're going to actually get some air from inside the engine compartment. Made some bilge pump blowers and blow air out of the engine compartment, because they do get really hot. Coming down, here's a cooler door handle, which is very unpractical. Ladies' long fingernail is going to be an issue, but we did take out the door handle and put it in here and made a structure. It's going to have a little light under it and some covering so the water doesn't drip inside the door, and a little light, and maybe electric solenoid to pop it up. So if you're doing remote, it pops it up. We've got glass made for this. Here's the tailgate. So we should zoom back out. Kind of what it looks like. Took the fuel tank out. Took this out, rebuilt it. We rebuilt the brakes at least and greased everything up so it's ready to go back in. Once I get the fuel tank sorted out, I'm going to change some of the lines underneath the car, and then we're going to throw it back in. And there is some lines, like some fuel light, all hard to see because it's a little dark in here, but there's lines like this I need to change. There's one up under the cradle for the differential. There's a couple of hoses in there I need to change. One's actually a return vent line, I think is one of these, and one's actually a fuel return line. So I need to fix those before the diff goes back in. I'm going to keep the stock exhaust, but the engine and gearbox is coming out. So it's been a fun project. So far, I'm not doing too bad for almost a 71-year-old dude trying to make it happen in his garage at home. Bring back something that I started with a company 30 years ago in Melbourne, Florida, and it just sat on the customer on my boss's lift forever. So he retired. I help him move some of his cars and equipment to a storage unit because he's retiring, and basically I took this car off him. I owe him some money for it, but hey, we'll get it done and get it sold, and this will be a good way of like having some reference of what we did to the car to get it to this point. I have tons of photographs of it too when we took it apart back in 30 years ago, so I have those to go with as well. It's probably not worth a lot of money, but it's worth fixing. I hate unfinished projects, even if it's from 30 years ago, a lifetime ago. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you soon.